You are welcome back to my channel. In what looked like the Fulani militias in Nigeria daring the man, Donald Trump, we have seen the killing of a pastor in Benue State. This time around, this one came from a Twitter handle that goes by the name of Aninola of Nigeria. He said, body of pastor of Flaming Fire Ministries who was killed by Fulani henchmen in fresh attack recovered hours later. You can see the video playing by the side as I talk to you, because this is reportedly how the body, or rather the remains of the pastor, was recovered. But the question here is the attitude of the man Shegumi, the approach of the man Shegumi, whom I will allow you to listen to shortly, is becoming worrisome. Because in the face of all we have seen, Shegumi continue maintaining that Nigerian government need to negotiate with bandits. That Nigerian government need to stop using kinetic approach. Telling Nigerian government to sever tie with United States of America. In what looked like even Shegumi himself setting trap for Nigerian government. Though good thing, Nigerian government have come out to say that they are going to strategically partner with US to curb this issue of terrorism, military, and all of that. But the question is, the approach of Shegumi is making people to feel that there is more to what he knows more than what he's telling Nigerians. Because as it stands, everybody have agreed that the Fulani militias, the Islamic terrorists, the Boko Haram, ISWAP, name it, whatever name they go by, that they kill Christians, they kill Muslims, they kill idol worshippers, though the percentage of Christians being killed is more in number. But hence we have all agreed that they are killing. Is it not normal and proper to say, let us collectively join hands to kill them, or even allow American forces to help us to decimate them? Because for me, it makes sense to say, since the Fulani militias, since the terrorists, since Boko Haram, ISWAP are a common enemy to every Nigerian, whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're an idol worshipper, whatever category you are, these people are a problem for everybody. Does it not make sense to say, okay, hence we are seeing somebody who has the competence, the capacity, the technology to decimate them? Does it not make sense to say, okay, let us allow them, kill them for us? But listen to Shegumi, we'll come back to further this conversation.
We don't want to push them into that terror beyond what they are doing now, because yes, it can get worse. They have shown us their willingness to negotiate. So people that are ready to negotiate, why are you rushing to just declare them bandits so that you can use whatever weapons you want? Before, they used to catch Boko Haram and present them to the authorities in Zamfara. But now they're all terrorists. Secondly, the only door that remains, that is we clergy to go in and negotiate with them, is closed down permanently.
So I haven't listened to him. What is Shegumi trying to tell us at this point? Because for me, it makes no sense negotiating with bandits. It makes sense to acquire monopoly or coercive power, to smoke the bandits out of the hiding places, set them running and bring them to justice. It makes sense to arrest them, to prosecute them, to act as deterrent to others. It makes sense to partner with our foreign partners, America and any other foreign partner, to aid us, to help us to decimate them. Because whether we like it or not, these are people who have no value for human life. Because if we agree that they kill Christians, they kill Muslims, they kill idol worshippers, what is the point making advocacy for them? Because you can clearly see in one of the videos, Shegumi was even warning. He said we should not call bandits criminals. That we should plead with them. We should beg them to lay down. He's not even saying that they should lay down their arms. We should beg them for negotiation. Because he's saying that they cannot drop their arms. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing like negotiation. I encourage federal government to rule out anything that has to do with negotiation. The best we can do as a people is to fight them, defeat them. Because the same people who have been proven come from different part of the world, like Burkina Faso, Mali, Libya, and all of that. And the same people Shegumi is telling us, do not kill. Negotiate with them. Because it was well discussed in the past, even under the last administration of Muhammadu Buhari, where he met with Trump in the first term of Trump as the president of the United States of America. Buhari was emphatic that most of the bandits you see are people who left Libya, who the only training they had after the fall of Gaddafi was how to shoot gun. Or can we forget in a hurry the position of some northerners like Kau Balaji, who made it clear that they brought the Fulani militias to remove Jonathan from office in 2015. So for me, it makes sense to disalive them. It makes sense to arrest them, prosecute them, to act as a deterrent to others. It makes sense to allow American forces to use their expertise to get at them. Because we cannot forget in a hurry how America used their expertise and competence to rescue a 27-year-old Philip Wantin who was kidnapped in Niger, taken to Sokoto State in Nigeria, and they came here through their naval seas, rescue him unhurt. So I want to believe that they will now bring that their expertise to bear to addressing this insecurity. If the argument is that they are coming here for our resources, the question is, are we not selling our crude to our international trade partners, even in America, even at the same America, China, as the case may be? So if they are coming here to partner with us to fight this insurgency, and we are selling part of our solid mineral to them, as long as they are not exploiting us, does it still say we cannot do business with them? For me, there's every need of such partnership. Even now that the Benue State governor raised a lot recently, that the bandits or Boko Haram are already using drones to attack the military. So it's going to show that we need to act fast. We need to improve in our air defense mechanism. Because the faster we go, the better. If we can see how these bandits or terrorists compromise military base, like the maritime military base, you understand that we are dealing with a very formidable force that deserves every seriousness we need as a country, as a government. At this point, I want to even encourage the president, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, that let us fully go into state police arrangements, so that those who want to have Boko Haram as their neighbors, who want to have Fulani militias as their neighbors, who want to have ISWAP members as their neighbors, can go ahead to do so. So that those who want to even hand over the security of their states to Boko Haram to secure them can go ahead to do so. As far as I'm concerned, it makes no sense negotiating with bandits. It makes no sense saying we should not use kinetic approach to fight bandits. Because you are negotiating, and the people you are negotiating with are coming from a point of strength. Point of strength because they have their arms intact. They come up from the bushes, from their abodes, from their enclaves, fully armed. And after negotiation, they go back to their abode fully armed. So then go to show that any day they feel dissatisfied, they can still start wreaking havoc. No wonder in the time of the Ashishako, as the governor of Taraba State, he was very clear to the military that before you disarm innocent citizens, first of all, go and disarm the bandits who are in the bushes. Because you cannot disarm the innocent citizens at the middle of the night. Bandits will come and grab people from their homes, start slaughtering them like chicken. The question is, we must unite against this evil. It's an evil, we have all agreed. But the question is, even as we have all agreed that it's an evil, why are we seeing some people rising in their defense? Because number one, American government never said they are against Nigerian government. Trump never said he's coming to fight Nigerian government. Trump never said he's going to invade Nigeria. It was very clear that they are coming for Islamic terrorists. And the only thing is that he said if Nigerian government cannot protect the Christians, that is the proviso he gave. Now, like I said, if we have all agreed that these same people who kill Christians, like in Plateau, in Taraba, in Benue, in Southern Kaduna, are the same group of people killing even Muslims in perhaps in Kwara, in Katsina, in Zamfara, and some other places. It then goes to show that they are common enemy to everybody, whether Christians or Muslims. So if we now see somebody who wants to take out our common enemy, I think we should be saying hallelujah rather than standing as opposition to it. Because I've heard so many opinions from the north who have spoken against America coming here to fight the bandits. If America was to come, if America said they were coming to fight Nigerian government, it would have been a different ballgame entirely. They never said they are coming here to fight Nigerian government. They never said they are against Nigerian government. The only issue they have with Nigerian government is the inability of Nigerian government to secure lives and properties of Nigerians. You may say of Christians because he was emphatic about Christian genocide. And can we deny the fact that people are not being killed in their numbers, in 100? Even government never denied it. The only thing government is saying is that there is nothing like Christian genocide. That is the position of Nigerian government. The government never denied that there is no killing. They actually accepted that there is killing of Christians, there is killing of Muslims. Personally, I know that Christians are being killed, Muslims are being killed. And I only know that Christians are more in number. Now, if we have all come to the term that both Christians and Muslims are being killed, does it not make sense to say, okay, hence we have somebody who is an enemy to our common enemy? Does it not make sense to say, okay, you come and take them out? That is why I'm saying that the likes of Shegumi have some things he may need to tell federal government that he have not actually opened up to tell federal government. How can you be telling us at this point, talking about Shegumi, that killing of even bandits will amount to genocide? Tell us that bandits no longer even kill as they used to kill before. Tell us that it's a lesser evil for bandits to adopt people than for American government to come and start ransacking villages, communities, and perhaps start taking out bandits. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is pure defense of banditry. This is no longer issue of negotiation. Because the path a Shegumi have taken currently is to defend the bandits, no longer negotiation. That is why the government must rise to the occasion to protect lives and properties of Nigeria, because however I look at it, it behoves of government to do so. Because the constitution is very clear in section 14, section 2B of 1999 constitution as amended, that the welfare of the people and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. More so, as the president, the governors, the local government chairmen, in their respective capacities, are sworn to an oath to protect lives and properties of Nigerians. As you have it, personally, I've been a very strong advocate about giving the governors some level of security power to parade. We understand that in Nigeria, the security architecture do not actually give the governors the control of security in their respective states. Hence, they go by the name of the governor and the chief security officer of their respective states. So I've been a very strong advocate that they should be given that security power to parade. So that by the time we start apportioning blame, we can adequately and appropriately apportion blame to the governors. Because each time you want to blame governors, they will tell you that after all, they do not control the security architecture in their states. And that is true. But the question is, though this issue of American intervention to save lives in Nigeria have taken the front burner. But before now, the argument of forest guard, we have seen reluctance from the state governors, particularly those areas where the issue of Fulani military is predominant. We have seen reluctance from those, of course, states in jumping at this opportunity of forest guard that will ultimately give the governors the leverage, the wherewithal, the power to control the security architecture in their respective states. But let me at this point say that Mr. President Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu should do well to allow state police. Because if we allow state police, definitely the governor of a state will be in total control of the security of the state. And by so doing, the argument that he did not control the security architecture in the state will not arise. Like we saw from Zapata State, where the governor made it very clear that the bandits are people who they know where they come from, who they know their genealogy in terms of their parents and all of that. But that his capacity as a governor, that he do not have what it takes to command the security into operation. But if you now go about the state police, definitely it will give that same governor the opportunity to command and control the security architecture, to move them into operation. And once we have that in place, and the security is still first sergeant, we can ask the governor what is happening. So that if we get to that stage, and you allow the governors to be the one that midwife the security in their respective states, anyone that want to hand over the sovereignty of his state, the security of his state, to Boko Haram, to ISWAP, to Fulani militaries, to manage, then we'll see it going forward. Because the argument that the security arrangement in terms of state police will be abused, I think as we have it, it is no longer potent to start arguing in that direction. The only thing we can do is we should entrench a system that determine how the weapons are being deployed, how those who are in the field using the weapon can be controlled. Once we have that in place, the fear of secession would have been dealt with. Because I cannot say on the basis of fear of secession that Nigerians should be allowed to be killed, be disalived in the manner we are seeing by bandits, by all these terrorists. Another thing is that the Northerners themselves, as a matter of urgency and necessity, more right to education to address the root cause of this banditry. Hence, they have agreed that most of the bandits are people from their region. So it means that there's something fundamentally wrong. And what's that fundamental thing? The fundamental thing is ideology. So I'm going to show that even the likes of Sheikh Gumi and the sheikhs in the north are not doing their job. Because as a sheikh, they have more authority over the people. So it's going to show that they are not doing what they ought to do. Because the child you give birth to are allowed to grow in the wild without proper parental care, will definitely grow up to become a bandit, a terrorist, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and child terrorist member, as the case may be. Because from the psychological point of view, he sees the newly born child brain as a tabula rasa, a clean slate, on which the critical right anything he or she wishes to write. So by the time you give treatment to children, you have to give them the right, inculcate the right value system, societal value system into those children. Definitely, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and South terrorist members will help you to write their own value system in those children. I think that is part of the consequence of what we face currently as a people. Even the Jonathan attempt, talking about Jonathan time as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, his attempt to even build advanced schools to bring Western education to the North was roundly rejected by the North. Because if not so, Why will a Buhari, who is a northerner, when he took over from a Jonathan in 2015, jettison the idea of evangelist schools? Because the whole idea was to ensure that you give the children education from the cradle, so that the ideology, so that their vulnerability will be addressed. Because to an extent, people have argued that if you are not educated, they become vulnerable to be radicalized, to be recruited into terrorism, banditry, and all of that. But all attempts for a Jonathan government to do that was jettisoned immediately. A Buhari took over government in 2015. And even in the machineries a Jonathan government brought to fight Boko Haram, which was adjudged to be doing excellently well, were sent packing immediately a Buhari took over. Because this is testimony of a former House of Assembly member from Borno State who acknowledged that those machineries were doing excellently well because they were leveraging on technology and they were decimating Boko Haram members. They were bringing results before a Buhari took over government, sent the packing, and today we are fighting the same insurgency, terrorism. We ought to have finished fighting if we had allowed those experts in form of machineries to continue doing the job. Now we are seeing people who are saying, okay, we have the expertise, and we all know that they have the expertise. They have the technology. They have the wherewithal to address the insecurity. We are not playing politics that they should not come. I think the government, in the interest of the safety of the lives and property of Nigerians, should think in the direction of strategically partnering with American government to enable us solve this problem. Thank you very much. This is Ll&D and I'm Mr.